Hey guys, welcome to another guide. Today I'll be talking about the Siege of Winterfell Commanders as a follow-up because I've already covered how the event works, but this is a very important part of it. I've shown you how to select commanders, how to add them into the squads, but now we are going to talk how exactly you should be choosing them based on what. So today I'm going to cover some important tips, also the cost of the rage that the commanders are using, and also the order in which you should be placing the commanders in the squad. So what we need to do first is to go to the cross server page, which is right here, Siege of Winterfell available commanders. Here you can see all of the commanders that you can use in the event. So some important tips. First of all, you need to know that when your commander is gold, it's going to give a lot more stats to your squad. So make sure all the commanders you're bringing are gold and also at least 2 stars, so that way they would be giving you additional 11,000 army size. Bigger army, better. Second thing is that the strongest commanders in this event are the ones that cost 1000 black diamonds. These right here. Each and every one of them is very strong and I suggest you unlock them even at gray. Then the second thing I'm going to talk about is the rage cost. Now you know your commanders, when they fight, they lead an army of troops. But the commanders themselves, they have special skills that they are casting. And when they fight, their rage is building up. That's the resource that they are using to cast their skill. So if you look at the commanders, they have a skill that has a rage cost. The rage cost can vary from 400 to 1000. There are 3 categories basically that I am seeing here, and these are the low rage cost, which is 400 to 600, medium rage cost, which would be 600 to 800, and then the very high rage cost, which is from 800 to 1000. The lower the cost, the faster the skill is going to be cast. And once the first commander casts their skill, then the second commander can do it, and then the third one. But each commander needs to build up rage independently. And we are going to talk now about the order in which you select your commanders. And of course there is a lot of debate on that, how you should arrange the commanders, who should be the chief, who should be the deputy 1 and 2. Well, basically the chief is the first one to cast the skill, then the second one will be the first deputy, will cast the second skill, and then the deputy number 2 will cast the third skill. My opinion on this is that the first skill cast should be something that has a low rage cost, then the second one middle rage cost, and the third one should be the healer, which can have any rage cost. So how do we do that? First of all, of course, it's important that your lord would be in the first march, your strongest one, and then how do you order them? For example, let's take me. I'm playing with bow, so what I do, I set Tion as my lord, but he has a high rage cost, so he's not gonna be the chief. Rather, I'm going to use a commander with a lower rage cost first, so that is going to be Obien, for example, who is going to be casting the skill first, increasing my attack. Second, I'm going to put Tion for 700 cost, who is going to be creating area of damage, and of course he's going to also increase my attack. Third of all, you're going to need a healer, and I'm going to be choosing Annie, one of the best healers in the game, because she's going to heal a lot of your troops when she casts her skill, and also will increase the damage that your troops are dealing. So this is one example how you can do that, how you can create a squad. Then for the second squad you do exactly the same. You choose a commander with a very low rage cost, as low as possible, of course. Let's say Robert for me. Second of all is going to be Kravras, who is going to be just dealing a lot of damage. And third of all, we need another healer, and the best healer in my opinion in the whole Siege of Winterfell, that would be Kevin, because his healing coefficient would be 600 times 5, which is about 3000, and there isn't a higher coefficient of healing in the game. So he's gonna heal you a lot, and as you can see see the rage cost is low, so this will happen quite often. Then for a third squad, you can select. Again, I'm going to be choosing Egbert with a low rage cost, who's going to be increasing my defense. Then I'm going to be choosing Melisandre, medium rage cost, to increase attack and defense. And for the third one, I have some choices between Sansa, who is not a great healer, or Simon, who is also a great healer and is healing in area of 3 targets. And as you can see, the healing coefficient is quite big, and also removing debuffs. So this is what I would choose. So you can do exactly the same for any troop type. Let's say, for example, if you're gonna be choosing infantry, you have the option of Arya Stark, or you have the option Hayley with a low rage cost. Then for the middle one, you can be choosing Lareo or Sinara, because Sinara has basically the same skill like Tion. It's just that she is going to be also reducing the damage you take and increasing the attack you deal. For Spear, you have exactly the same skill in Jaime Lannister, and for Cavalry, you have the same for Lewa Mormont. So as you can see, everything is very well balanced, and the different commanders have very similar skills, and you can arrange your troops the way you like them, with fast damage dealers in the first and second position and the healer in the third one. This is, in my opinion, the way that you should be arranging your squads, selecting your commanders, and winning the game. And last but not least, let's talk about the 1000 BD commanders, which are super strong. So the best commander in terms of damage dealing in the whole event, that would be Daenerys. And as you can see, a rage cost of 1000, and what she does, she is dealing a coefficient of 4200 damage to 3 targets, and this is huge. Then the second thing that we can look at is Jon Snow. Again, a very high rage cost, but then he is reducing every damage that you're going to take by 80%. And then you're going to have your counterattack damage increased, and of course it's increasing your infantry health. A great commander to have in pretty much any squad. Then Dana, she's the only one that is not so great, just does some healing, and the rest is not important. Sandor, huge damage dealer, great for a second position in your squad to deal 2500 coefficient damage and reducing the rage of the enemy by 300, which is also great. Then you have Baelish with a middle rage cost, again good for second position, who's going to be reducing the damage dealt by the enemy troops, and not only one but 3 targets. And then we can look at Cersei, also great at the second position with a medium rage cost, which creates a circular area which is lasting 6 seconds, which is also huge, and this affects 3 targets who are going to take 3600 damage. So I hope this has been helpful. You have an idea now how to arrange your commanders. You can read their skills, see which ones you like, see how you're gonna get the low rage cost first, medium second, and then the healer in the third position, because the whole idea for you is to deal damage to the enemy as fast as possible, to reduce the number of troops that he has, so that way he can deal less and less and less damage to you. And that is how you gain the advantage in this event. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Bye.